It has been quite a busy past few months around here. If you haven't followed along closely, we just bought a new farm with our friends about an hour outside of Pittsburgh. We're really excited to get the farm going, plant an orchard, and do all kinds of fun stuff with the land itself. But right now, our top priority is getting a permanent roof over our heads. We know we want to build a house from materials that we can get relatively locally and sustainably, which is why we landed on building our house out of straw bales and plastering them with clay right from the land. Last year, I went to several workshops on these building methods, and then we've been trialing them out in different ways in the little apartment in the barn that we're staying at and having a lot of fun. And we finally landed on house plans that we really like the look of, but we still needed a source of wood. Not only is dimensional lumber from the big box stores not a particularly sustainable product, it's also pretty pricey these days and probably going to only get more expensive in the near future. So when we heard about an old barn that the owners wanted to get taken down just a few miles down the road from the farm, we took a leap and bought it. The barn is about 150 years old and was part of a working dairy for generations. But the barn itself is already a great example of reuse because a lot of the timbers actually come from an even older barn that's over 200 years old that burned down. These older timbers are easily distinguished by the fact that they're hand-hewn, so they're from a time before sawmills, and you can actually see the marks from the axes that were used to chop them into shape. Before we could get to all these beautiful timbers though, there was a lot of work to be done inside the old barn. The barn hadn't been used in decades, so it was covered in a thick layer of old hay, animal feces, plus garbage, old furniture, and some treasures that we unearthed and are excited to get to use in our new place. We also made a somewhat startling discovery as we were cleaning out all this old hay that it was actually the only thing keeping us from falling through the floor into the stone basement below.
I've heard of structural straw walls.
Yeah. Did you know that straw can be structural to make floors? We've been walking around on this stuff for weeks. We finally got the straw cleared off.
Thank goodness for the straw.
I mean, you gotta stand on the joists.
Yeah.
But this structural hay is a good sign for how strong our future straw bale house is going to be. We're happy to say that very little is going into the dumpster. All the old hay will get spread around the fields of the farmer who owned the barn, and the ones that were still baled and in good shape, we actually took back to our place to mulch our potatoes this year. We've always wanted to try that Ruth Stout method, but never really had access to the amount of hay that you would need. We also grabbed all the old logs that have been used to make lofts in the barn, and we chopped them up to use for firewood. These have been curing for quite some time, so they are extremely dry and burn very hot.
Ready to shovel some straw?
Yep.
Get all this down there where you can mulch the forest. All this plow. Having fun?
Yes.
Really?
No.
Oh, I don't understand why not.
Because of this string.
Yeah,
Otherwise it would be fun.
yeah, that's true. Well, I think we're almost to the bottom of the crazy tangle of string. I think you can kind of tell we've made progress, right?
I don't know.
Hopefully. It's a wrap on day one. Back at it. One forkful at a time. Yesterday's efforts.
All right, up into the loft to clean out the raccoon living room.
Welcome.
Ripped a hole in my pants on a nail.
Oh no. Good start to the raccoon lair. It's a lot of poo.
Yep.
Living it up. They've been living it up in here.
Oh yeah, this is like
Raccoon heaven.
sure is.
Very glamorous.
Yeah, this was definitely like a high school hangout in the 1970s, judging by the style of cans that are piled up in this.
Oh yeah, what is that? Some vintage Rolling Rock. Ooh, it's a vintage Mountain Dew, or no, Sierra Mist. Does that even exist anymore?
No. Alright.
This is the spot. Trying not to disperse any more of this horrible foam
Polyurethane
mattress. Yeah.
So this is one more reason why we're excited about building our home with natural materials, is because when you let
Turn into this.
polyurethane foam, styrofoam, all these weird plastics that people make things out of sit around, this is what they turn into. Poisonous trash.
Yeah. We have made progress, believe it or not. Jordan, do you want to show our beautiful treasures that we found so far that we can incorporate? Well, not the pile of tires. I'm thinking more of like what we will actually use. Ooh, I didn't even see that giant wrench.
Oh yeah. Still works.
Oh wow. Okay.
Pipe wrench. This is an old tobacco planter.
I was thinking
It's-
ancient pogo stick, which
Yeah.
but apparently
It's
that's
totally
not a thing.
rusted shut, so
Uh,
I don't know if we could get it to work again. But you can plant like. Actually, you remember we used one of these on the farm where we used
yeah,
that
it
land.
wasn't as cute as this.
Yeah.
Well, if anything, it could be a fun little, I don't know, art piece.
Yeah, sure. And then a little school bench.
Yeah, a little foldable school bench. Cute.
Is that up nice? And I
Yeah.
don't even know what that is. An ammo box?
It's a treasure box.
Oh, okay.
So, and I don't know what that is either. A big wooden, heavy thing. A planter, I guess. Is it hollow?
No idea.
Yeah. Anyway,
Gearbox to me.
fun things we can use in the house. And obviously, all the wood. And the cow skull.
That's not real.
It's not?
No.
What? How do you know? Ah. Okay, but these are real.
Yeah.
However, I don't think we will be incorporating these into our future home decor. Real star of these amazing old timbers. Mortise and tenon, and the tree nail joinery. Pretty amazing.
All right.
Treasures on treasures. Look at it.
So we're gonna try to salvage this thing.
Yeah,
It could be our front door.
yeah. For hobbits, just like we wanted.
No, it needs to be round, and the handle needs to be right in the middle.
I just went the height.
Come on, Sylvan.
It's good for my height.
Yeah, that's true.
Our basement. We will hopefully be able to use these floor joists for our second floor.
Length is all pretty much the same.
Yeah.
It's like 9.5.
Okay. Yeah. Door with windows. It's kind of cute. The windows, are they in good shape? Could use that. I'm a big fan of this move. Call this the Jenga style
Jenga.
support beam.
Yeah, that's great. It's a great one. It's not even touching.
Oh God, you could pull that one out. You could.
Yeah.
Nice. Open concept. All right. Day I don't know what this is. I guess this is our third day being out here. Our third day actually like cleaning stuff up. And
yeah, I don't know what the before video looks like, but
I don't know if we got a good one, but it looks different, I promise. Now we're gonna get all of these logs out, these poles out. They are super dry because they've been in here for probably decades, to cut up and use for firewood. So that's a bonus.
Designed use of a crowbar.
See, whatever gets the job done.
It works.
Yeah?
I think you're supposed to crow with it, not smash.
Jordy smash.
Yes.
Last wall. Here, let's just move the dresser out of the way.
This game is kind of like Jenga, except if you pull out the wrong piece, a barn falls on your head.
No, let's not play that game.
It's fun.
I don't like
come
that.
On. Sylvan, come on. We always play the game you want to play. You never get to play my game.
We do?
Actually, this was your idea in the first place, wasn't it?
What? Taking down this
barn?
I'm not gonna take sole responsibility for that. I'm gonna call that a joint decision.
It was a joint decision, but I think it was your idea first.
Oh. So there's this big old dresser here. It's very old and it's super solid wood, very heavy.
It weighs like 200 pounds.
Yeah. We're debating taking it to like refinish it and refurbish it, but we don't know that much about antique furniture. So if anyone has any ideas, let us know.
Yeah. Here's all the drawers. Yeah, I mean, these are just solid.
We want to do as much of the labor as we can ourselves, but there's some things we knew were a little dangerous and we decided to call in the professionals. We hired an Amish crew to come and take the roof off the old barn, as well as preserve any of the siding that could come down without getting splintered. Most Amish don't generally like being recorded or photographed, so we don't have a lot of footage of this process, but here you can see the after of all their hard work, and they did a great job preserving lots of siding for us to use in future projects. Then it was time for us to start moving all of this wood. We took several trailer loads back to our barn and stacked them up, and now it's looking like a lumber yard. We're looking forward to giving this old wood new life by turning it into things like cabinets in our kitchen, furniture, window and door bucks, and all kinds of future projects down the line for both us and our friends' houses.
First load, salvaged wood. Not the stuff that we were really after. We're really after the timber frames, but we're gonna try to make use of all this wood.
Serious patina on these babies.
Yeah, I mean, this one's probably 200 years old.
Yeah. First load, just a very small load compared to what there will be. But first load of wood. If it fits
completely inside one corner of this barn, then it's a very small portion of the wood that we're using from
the barn that's twice this size.
Barn.
Yeah. But excited to get to use it for stuff.
After weeks of emptying out the old barn and getting the roofing and siding out of the way, it was finally time to take the whole thing down. We hired another crew and a crane operator to assist in taking down the posts and beams, since, as you can imagine, they are very heavy. They managed to take the frame down in one day and then spent some time stacking it up into nice piles with sticks in between for airflow so that we can store them properly until we get them to our property. Jordan joined the crew for a day to help us save on labor costs, and ultimately we were rewarded with these amazing stacks of timbers.
take it all apart.
Easy. Here's all our beams. They look so much smaller.
It's been a real whirlwind getting this old barn taken down and safely stored, but this is really the beginning of the process. Now we have to, build the whole house. Nevertheless, it's an exciting time and we're excited to take you along through this adventure. In the meantime, while we wait on things like building and driveway permits, we're going to start tackling all the exciting projects on the farm related to growing, like getting our garden ready, digging some ponds for irrigation, and more. The weather is finally starting to warm up, so it's been great getting to wash off in the creek after getting very grimy and dusty in the barn all day. Our wheat and garlic is also popping up and looking green, so we're happy to have some things growing already. Since building a house is quite expensive, we're trying to get the farm up and running as cheaply as possible by doing things like cover cropping, using silage tarps, and also reusing some of the topsoil that we're digging out for ponds and making it into raised beds. If you're in spring garden planting or planning mode, I want to remind you that we have 2 online courses and they're both 50% off right now to celebrate spring. That also includes our new community forum where you can connect with fellow gardeners and foragers and ask us all your questions. We hope to see you over there. All right, the end.